Hey guys, World War Gaming here, back with the fourth turn of Axis and Allies 1940. This could possibly be the last round of this version of the game, or this game of this game, uh, and it look because Germany already has one capital taken, and getting close to Japan or Germany taking another capital, so this game could be over very quickly. I'm also going to try out a new tripod today to possibly film my rolls. If that doesn't work out, though, I will just edit that part out. So, we would normally go on to Russia to start, but they are completely wiped out, so we are going to just go ahead and start with the Germans. I'm gonna do all the movements and then I'll get back to you guys with the rolls. We are now going to go ahead and do all the attacks and rolls for the Germans, but first I'll tell you guys where they moved. So first of all, they took a tank and an infantry unit from France, and they aborted this transport here, which came from here, moved over, had them convoy over to North Africa. Then these two infantry just came down from Moscow into the Caucasus. Then these guys up here, there was a battleship from down here and a destroyer from down here that moved way up into the North Sea, and two transports that came over. One of them transporting two tanks from Germany, and another transporting two tanks from Eastern Europe. Oh, whoops, I meant to put these guys here. They also bought two tanks and one infantry. Oh, and there was a fighter from Germany that came over to the UK. And also, they're doing something down the Pacific now. They got a fighter from Szechuan to come down to Southeast Asia. Not going to be able to take that area, but could possibly delay an attack if this can keep going from the British onto Japan. So, let's go ahead and start off with the first one I mentioned, with the North African. Just going to set up this here. There we go. Gonna grab two dice. We're gonna go one for the infantry. Miss. One for the tank. 3 or less. One hit. So usually there's a casualty zone strip right here, but I'm not sure where mine went, so if I do this one again, I'm gonna get a printed out one. Just lay it right there. So they got one damage, so now it is the Americans' turn. They gotta get 2 or less. Both misses. Back to the Germans. Just gonna put that over here for now. That's a miss, and the tank. Hit. The American one more time. Miss. Okay. So the Germans took North Africa without any resistance. So we're just gonna pop those guys right there. Get rid of that American marker. Let's move down here, the small bit of a smaller battle before we get into the real big stuff. There's a fighter and an infantry. Let's do this one. So 3 or less for the fighter, 1 hit, and 2 or less for the infantry. Miss. I'm just going to take that guy, put him over here. And where does he want to go? He came down here, and he is going to come up here to the Caucasus. Now let's go ahead and do a naval battle, because we have to do that before a landing can happen. If that landing can't happen, then this game could go on for a bit longer. So this German destroyer, German battleship, and a British destroyer. Let's do the German destroyer first. 2 or less. 1 hit. So, battle's already over. Now the British destroyer. It's a miss. These I had to get 2 or less too. Let's go ahead and put these guys back. There and right there. Bad things are happening in London. There we go. So it is 3 British infantry against 4 tanks and a fighter. We're going to go ahead and roll for the German tanks and fighter. 2 hits. Oh, there was 4 in there. Oh well. So that was 2 hits, British hits. 2 hits on the British, I should say. Now for the British, 2 or less. 1 hit. We're just going to get rid of this. Back to the Germans. 2 hits. And the British. Miss. So, if the Allies cannot take London or Moscow back, then it is an Axis of victory. So, this guy can go here. Gotta get out a German marker to make sure that it belongs to Germany. Now we're going to move Britain down 3, Germany up 3. And I believe that is it for Germany this round. So now we are going to move on to the British, but they don't really have a whole lot to do, so I'm not even going to cut it or anything. I'm just going to go straight and do it. So this guy, he's going to try his best, walk into there, try to take it. These guys going to come up there into the Middle East. And that is it for the... I guess they can buy stuff too. Let's get them 3 infantry. There is 2. We're going to go ahead and put them in India. Because who knows, something might get taken, and these guys would have the chance to come up here. So let's go ahead and do their battling turn over here. German infantry and a German tank against 1 infantry. Come on, British. And they missed. Germans and Germans. It's going to be a reroll there. 1 hit. So the British lost. So it still belongs to the Germans. That is it for the British. Now onto the Japanese. The Japanese have a little bit more to do, so I'm going to go ahead and make a real quick cut here. But I think pretty much all they're going to do is kind of try to do as much damage to the western U.S. as possible. And possibly move this submarine. We are now back after the Japanese turn. Quite a bit happened. So first of all, you probably already saw the Japanese took an infantry down from the Philippines and took Australia. The submarine over here just moved over a few sea zones, not much. couldn't really do anything. Then the 2 tanks that were in Japan convoyed up to Alaska into the Aleutian Islands and took Alaska. Now there is a Japanese troop that is coming up from Mexico into western U.S. and a bomber plane from Hawaii and a fighter from the coast of western U.S. against, what is that, 4 infantry. Let's go ahead and do that because that is the one and only, possibly last, battle. They're attacking. Oh, and there's a tank in there, so. We're gonna go ahead and roll for the Japanese infantry. Gotta get a 1, and it's a miss. Then 3 or less for the fighter. 1 hit. 4 less for the bomber. Miss. Now they have 4 infantry, 2 or less. 1, 2. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and just do some damage. Yeah, nah. We're gonna keep that fighter. Yeah. Now it's the tank. And that's gone. So the Americans got to keep the western U.S. I tried doing this battle last time, the other night, but the footage got deleted somehow, so I'm having to refilm this, and the Japanese actually won that battle right there. And I was very surprised by that. So that is it for the Japanese. Oh, this guy fell. Now time for the Americans, and like the British, they don't really have anything to do, so I'll just go ahead and move their pieces on camera. So first of all, they got, what, 11 points? How much is a bomber? Noob. Let's get a fighter. So while I'm trying to find these guys, I'm just going to abandon western U.S. They're all just going to come over here, have a big party in the east at the Capitol. These guys can't even reach up there. Oh, maybe they did find something to do. No, they can just get into there. Now, over here, there is this tank. He's just going to move on over, just to not get hurt by the Japanese. So the Americans went ahead and bought a fighter. They're going to put it over in the eastern U.S. too. And that is it for the Americans. So with that, the Axis have captured two Allied capitals. So that would be it for 1941 Axis and Allies. If you guys like this video, please like and comment, possibly share. And if you so choose, please subscribe. And I try to come out with videos every day, every other day or so. And so, yeah. On that note, I will see you guys next time. See ya.